Board.
Let's go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Halted Production Podcast. My name is Austin, and I'm here with my friend Donnie. And today we're going to be talking about something very special to me.
Very special to you.
So
Is it the Oktoberfest beer that I'm currently drinking?
it is not. It.
It's a pumpkin spice latte, isn't it?
Oh my God, yes. So what we're talking about, this group of cars, the first car memory I have is of this car. My dad owns it. He bought it when he was 18 out of a lady's yard for $200 and still has it today.
So it was probably like 2 years old?
No, because he was 18. He's like 55 or something. I don't know. I don't know his birthday. I'm a terrible
Shows
son.
how much you love your dad.
My mom didn't call me for my birthday, which was 3 days ago. So, first off,
Happy birthday, Austin.
thank you.
No one cares.
The big 2-3.
God, you're a child.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right. So let's say you are a child. How many of you could I put in the back seat of said car?
You could probably fit 5, but technically 3.
Legally, 3.
Legally 3.
All right. So what are we talking about?
We're talking about the Oldsmobile 88s, specifically the 6th generation.
Ah, the good old B-body cars.
Yes, the 4th most selling car of all time. Do you know what they are behind?
The Model T's got to be up there.
Model T is up there.
The original Bug. It's got to be there.
Yes, the Volkswagen Beetle and
Okay.
The Lada.
The Riva?
The Lada Riva, yes. The communists.
Well, they've produced the same car from 1947 to 2018.
Speaking of long production runs, the Oldsmobile 88 was produced from 1949 to 1999.
Good old 50 years of General Motors quality right there.
Exactly. And from 1950 to 1974, it was the top-selling line in all of Oldsmobile. And throughout the 1949 to 1999, there was a wide variety of names. The Futurematic, the Super, the Golden Rocket, the Dynamic, the Jetstar, the Delta, the Delmont, the Starfire, the Holiday, the LS, the LSS, the Celebrity, and the Royale.
Thank you.
Were all used under the 88 badge name.
So many trim levels. Yeah. So little
differentiations.
I was going to go with creativity in naming them, but yeah, same thing.
It's like they had the name, like, the game Boggle, where there's like the letters that you shake up and just poof. It's like that. But there are 10 generations of the Delmont or the Oldsmobile 88. But we're going to talk about the sixth gen today.
Yeah, the 65 to 70, right?
Yes.
So we're basically going to talk about the Buick LeSabre, the Buick Wildcat, the Pontiac Bonneville, the Pontiac Catalina, the Pontiac Laurentane, the Pontiac Parisienne, the Chevrolet Bel Air, the Chevrolet Caprice, and the Chevrolet Impala.
While we could talk about those, I think we're going to focus on mostly the Oldsmobiles today. Even though it pretty much covers all of those.
Swap the fenders, swap the grill, swap the badge, different car.
Exactly. That's GM for you. So, if we want, when you're talking about from 65 to 70, the 88, there were 4 main trim levels. They had the Jetstar 88, which was the basic Econ trim line. They had the Dynamic 88, which was their seller for in the early or in the mid 60s. They had the Delta 88, which was the top of the line, and then later along they had the Delmont.
Yeah, and you say economical. They started at 3253
Now,
on the lot.
what is that today?
That today, 25.7.
That's not bad. I mean, it's not.
When you consider that they were the full size car of their time, 25,000 buys you an Accord. It buys you.
Does it buy you an Impala?
I don't know, but I will find that out.
Because if it buys you an Impala, yeah.
Can you get a new Impala for the price of an old Impala?
From 2019, from 28.
Let's see what they're actually at on the lot, because this is concerning me now.
I mean, that means there hasn't been there's been raises in price, but it seems like it's just gone with inflation.
24.8.
24.8
out the door, get you a base model Impala.
And how much did you say it was in today's money for the
25.7.
So it's under inflation. So
yeah.
You've heard it here first. The Impala
better value
has gone down in price over the last 40 years.
This is forensic journalism is what we're doing. This is no longer just for fun.
Exactly. So what do you have to say about them? What are your opinions on them?
Honestly, I've never owned a boat like this. This is the one thing that I've never had. I've never had a big B-body car from the 60s and 70s. I've had them in the 90s, but not that far back.
So my dad...
Honestly, I love them.
They are stunning cars. I mean, they are some... I don't want to say the best-looking cars, because they're not.
Oh, no. By a long shot, they're not.
But they are good-looking cars. Like, if you see one driving down the road, you're going to stop and look.
Oh, yeah. And there's 4 different types of them that are driving down the road these days.
Yeah.
You're either going to find ones that are fully restored. You're going to find the Pro Street ones that are lowered on the, 18, 20-inch wheels, the staggered wheels,
Mm-hmm.
The big Willwood brakes, the 572 crate motors.
And if you say donk, I'm going to be upset.
Or you're going to see a lowrider.
All right.
And hopefully, he'll hit the switches and hop it a little bit. Or you're going to find a donk.
No. So this...
I found a donk for sale.
So did I.
I found a 68 B-body donk for sale. And we'll get to that later.
I found a 67 old Delmont 88 donk for sale.
No.
Yes.
Convertible?
No hardtop.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. This one is a convertible.
Guess what they're asking for this?
What did we learn from our Geo Metro episode?
Chicks do not dig convertibles. They do not dig convertibles. That's just what they don't.
Chicks dig convertibles. That's pandering of us to say.
You're saying it. I'm saying they don't.
Oh my God! It's purple. It has racing stripes.
What, the one I sent you?
It's an original 425. Yes,
it's red.
No, this is like a pinkish purple.
Look at the third to last picture. It's red.
It is red. I don't want it now. Now that I know it's not pink, I don't want it.
All right, so getting back in...
The one I found's a purple convertible.
We'll jump back into the for sales later. I'm going to talk about the clusterfuck that is the naming. The naming makes me happy. So, in 65, it started with the Jetstar 88 as the low cost, the Dynamic as the next trim level up, and then the Delta as the highest trim level. And then in 1967, they came out with a Delmont 88. Now the Delmont, it replaced both the Jetstar and the Dynamic as the entry level car, the entry level full size car for Oldsmobile, and that lasted 2 years. They made the Delmont from 67 to 68. Then 69, they decided, to hell with the Delmont, we're going to replace the Delmont with the Delta. So they moved the Delta down a trim level, made that the baseline, and they added the Delta Royale. Like,
with cheese?
with extra cheese.
Come on, it's a Pulp Fiction reference. How could you not get that?
I'm not a Tarantino fan.
All right, guys, that's been enough for this episode, and I think we're going to shut the podcast down. I don't do this anymore.
Like, Kill Bill is good. I've just never been... Maybe it's Travolta that I just don't like. If he's not in Grease, I'm not okay with it.
Yeah, guys, it's been fun. It's been real. Okay, but we're getting off topic. We're getting off brand.
We went to John Travolta. Of course we're fucking off topic. All right, so I'm going to let you go into the clusterfuck of motors that we've gotten into here. So there's four trim levels really from 65 to 70. What kind of engines are we looking at?
All of them. You could have all of the engines. You're
the one that I want.
I was going to go into something different, but yeah. The entry level, the 325, 330, depending on who you talk to, the Jetfire was there. You could get a 350 Pontiac motor, the Rocket 350, the Super Rocket 425, or the 455 Rocket.
Now, what kind of horsepower are we looking at for those?
Like 7.
Oh,
you got to remember, we're talking 8.5, 9-to-1 compression. We're talking just getting out of leaded fuel from the late 60s into 70s.
I believe it was still leaded. My dad has to put in his 67. He has to put lead additives in.
Yeah, but we were getting out of leaded gas.
We were still in it.
But there were a lot of cars still using it. We're not talking about cars that were 2,500, 3,000 pounds. We're talking about cars that weighed more than my pickup does. And they did not really enjoy the economic side of fuel economy. I think I read you could expect 7 miles per gallon with one of these.
It's not even lying. I mean, would you have a 7.5 liter V8 producing 300 horsepower? There's something really inefficient going on there.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, it's 7.5 liter 455, 7 liter for the 425. It's like these are huge engines producing not very huge numbers, but I agree. It's the 70s. It's what it was.
Oh yeah.
And they are mated to, I read in here 2 and 3 speed transmissions. Yeah,
the good old, the Hydramatics and the
yep.
Not the Power Glides. The what did Oldsmobile call their Power Glide? I don't remember this.
The new 3-speed turbo Hydromatic transmission with torque converter replaced the Roto Hydromatic.
The Roto Hydromatic, that's right.
So, I mean, it's... The power was not going anywhere fast.
No. These were made for one thing. Taking the entire family on the highway at 60 miles an hour across the country.
So let me tell you something. My dad...
And when I say entire family, you could fit 9 or 10 people in one of these things.
You can. And they have a surprisingly large towing capacity. My dad used to tow his boat from Atlanta to New Orleans using this. using a 1967 two-door convertible Delmont 88.
That doesn't seem safe at all.
No, but I mean, back then, they advertised towing campers with these. Towing Airstreams, towing Avions, towing the big Spartan campers. They advertised towing it with these. That's what these were for. I mean, think about it. Like you said, it weighs more than your pickup. The frame's just as solid as your pickup. I mean, I don't really see a reason for it not to tow other than, having 4 drum brakes and a terrible cooling system.
Yeah, and that's the thing. This generation of B-body cars sticks out to me because this was the first year, 65 was the first year that they did away with the X-frame. The X-frame was one of those great in practice, or great in theory, horrible in practice ideas. They went to a regular standard perimeter frame because these are body-on-frame cars, and it made them so much more enjoyable.
So as I'm reading about these, one thing that keeps coming up is the Toronado, which is not. It's not the same. It's not B-body. I don't believe it's not.
No,
But
the Toronado was the front drive.
Front wheel drive, but it's so cool.
Yes,
Like
we'll get to that later.
I know. I'm making a note. I'm making a promise to myself on air that we're doing that because it's such a cool car.
So all 12 people that listen to this.
Actually, we got up to 70 last time. You hear
right.
that, Ike?
Oh,
low blow, and I'm completely okay with it.
We love you, Ike.
We do love you. Let's get together.
Yeah.
Come down from DC or wherever the fuck you are. I've already decided this isn't a family-friendly show, so.
Oh no. This one's definitely off kilter. This will have to have a not safe for work warning. We're gonna have to start rating these.
We talked about John Travolta, therefore it is not acceptable for any audiences.
All right, so tell us a little bit more about your dad's car.
All right, so it is a 48,000 original mile. Pretty much all original except for the paint. He did get it repainted a fire engine red from the factory white. Has the 425 up under the hood. It's a 1967 Oldsmobile Delmont 88.
Does he have a set of chrome bullhorns attached to the hood?
No.
I know what you're getting him for Christmas.
No, because so my dad, unlike me, is not a car guy.
How did he wind up with a classic Oldsmobile then?
He bought it when he was 18 out of Lady's Yard for $200. I mean, he was mowing her lawn and her husband had died. He had bought it. It was sitting there up under a tarp. I mean, when he was 18, that's what, the 80s? Or the late 70s? If he's 55 now, I don't know my math. But I mean, the car wasn't new then. Because he was born in, 63-ish? Yeah.
So he was born a little bit before the car.
Yeah. So, I mean, the car was pretty old when he got it. Not pretty old, but I mean, it wasn't new.
It's probably right around 1980 then.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was sitting there, and he was mowing her lawn, and he was like, "What will you sell this?" She basically said, "I will pay you to take it." But, $200, which is, that money is not a little bit, but it was $200. He went, scrounged up the money, said okay, and has had it through every girlfriend, every move, every, the marriage to my mother, which they're still married. It's not to sound that they're divorced. She still puts up with him, but he's not a car guy. He doesn't deal with it. So I've stuck my foot in, and I go over. I start it up every about 2 weeks. I do the regular maintenance on it, stuff like that.
Have you had to rebuild one of the carburetors yet?
No, the carburetor somehow is perfect. I mean, it is just, it runs like a dream. Um, I did have to, the last major thing I had to do was I had to replace the alternator, which was,
Two
two
bolts.
bolts, and, the alternator is the belt tensioner, so there's not even a belt tensioner, so it's like, it was 2 minutes of doing it. But it's a fantastic car. I will put a picture in. Fire Engine Red. It is one of my favorite cars of all time, just because it is the first car I have memories of. That is what got me into cars.
Yeah, and I'm kind of sad when I was up there in February after the Lemons Rally and we went over to your parents' house. You offered to take it out, but the caveat was you couldn't put the top up. And
That is the caveat, because we put the top up 2 years ago. It worked perfectly, but we keep it down, and we like it as a convertible.
yeah, the Florida man did something smart. He didn't get into a convertible in February. But I did the math. Your dad today would have paid $647 for that car.
Being in the shape that it is, and
No, 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 no. Like that's the inflation
I know.
calculation.
I mean, if you were to find a 20, what would that be? 20-year-old car today, in the shape that's in, with that little miles, and somebody's like, "Yeah, give me $650." That's a steal any way you look at it.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, the fact that he still has it, and I know, Dad, you don't know how to get on the internet, so you're not listening to this, but that shit's mine.
um, but yeah, I mean, it is a nice car, and these are they're fantastic cars.
Well, I mean, and even so, I know B bodies are everywhere. Being the fourth top selling car of all time, they are absolutely everywhere. But it's just the Delmonts. There's not a lot of them.
No, they didn't make a lot of them.
No, at all. I couldn't get any. I couldn't get any hard numbers on that.
But you know what you can get
What?
a decent Delta 88 for these days?
A couple grand?
You can get one 5-6 grand.
Your definition of
And that
decent and my definition of decent is different.
no, decent as in condition like your dad's.
That's not
A
bad.
a project car is going to cost you about 4 grand, 3 to 4 grand. If it needs a lot of body work and it has a lot of rust, that's going to bring that down. But you know what you can get these days?
What?
Now, we're gonna scope out a little bit, and we're gonna talk about some B bodies.
All right.
I've got a '66 Impala convertible. Okay,
All right.
the Impala is the top trim level for the Chevy, so it's apples to apples. Teal, black top, or excuse me, teal white top, black interior, right? It's been restored, doesn't say when, but it's teal, which is just fantastic, and it's 20 grand.
Really?
Yeah. Or you want a '66 Impala hardtop? It's a lowrider.
I don't know.
Hydraulics, front and rear, front, back, side to side.
That makes it for
6
me.
batteries, 2 pumps.
That makes it for me right there.
And it's black with the silver, the epitome of like the lowrider striped roof.
I mean,
That's 23 grand.
did you see? So I'm gonna send you a Delta.
Hang on, because I got one more for you.
What we got?
I've got a 1968 Pontiac Catalina convertible. So again, top trim level of the B body, but in a Pontiac. This one, blue. It's a really dark blue. It reminds me a lot of like the cobalt blue that was on the Impalas and the Malibus in like the late 2000s. It's almost purple with blue interior, a purple top, and it's on 24s.
I found one.
It's a donk.
I found one. It's a 75, so it's not 6th gen, but it's on 32s.
Yeah, the green one.
No, it was
Because I saw a green one that was like 74, 75.
I just had this.
But anyway, that's off topic.
And it's let's see, $2,500.
Yeah, this one, this donk, 25,000.
I wouldn't pay that for.
So
a donk.
Austin, what's it going to take for me to get you into a donk today?
You're not. There's no getting me into a donk.
There is getting you into a donk.
I mean, maybe if I've been knocked out, there's been chloroform and, a couple really big guys loading me in, but no.
Yeah, you need that.
I don't need that. What I need is a nicely restored Delmont. See, I wouldn't even own a Delta.
You already have it.
So?
At your disposal.
So?
Variety is the spice of life, Austin.
Says who?
Everyone.
No one says that. No one says that.
So if variety wasn't the spice of life, we would all be driving beige Camrys.
If variety
which
was,
I really wish we were.
I mean, are you saying variety is the spice of life? Is that why your last relationship didn't work, or?
I'm gonna. We're not gonna bring that up.
I had to.
I figured you would.
I don't know anything about your last relationship, but it has to be. You just saw this wonderful man and had to go kiss him. That's what it is.
She was a very pleasant woman.
I'm sure he was.
For a short time, she was a very pleasant woman. And then she became very unpleasant. It's like the episode of How I Met Your Mother where Marshall dates the girl with the crazy eyes.
Oh my God, I watched that video today. I swear to God. I watched that video today.
The Swarley episode.
Yes.
All right, so Austin, what's it going to take for me to get you into that donk?
All right, go ahead and pitch me.
Because it's everything you want in life and more.
Good.
Okay, it's 20 foes. You riding on foes. It's purple. Okay? And not only is it purple, it's got a purple top and a purple gut. It's purple on purple on purple.
As much as I love Barney, I don't think that one's doing it for me. Let's move on to the next one, Mr. Car Salesman.
All right, Austin. What's it going to take for me to get you to star in the next Cheech and Chong movie?
I mean, not much.
I mean, we've got 2 pumps, we've got 2 dumps, front back, side to side. You'd be rolling down the street smoking endo, sipping on gin and juice.
Now, if I'm completely honest, I would own a lowrider, hydraulic. I would own that. I would drive down the interstate going 70 on 2 wheels.
You mean 3?
No, I would balance. Remember, I can ride a unicycle.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You are a circus animal.
Hey, We have the most fun.
But yeah, I mean, just look at the roof on that car. The roof on that car alone is worth the price of admission.
Oh, yeah. I
And the black wire wheels. How
black
could you go wrong with black wire wheels?
Look how clean the engine bay looks.
Yeah.
It's kind of upsetting me they don't have an Optima battery in it, but that's just me. Oh my god, the interior is just
It's immaculate.
that can't be. Those aren't the original seats, are they? I thought it had bench seats all the way across.
The front seats in the Impala could be buckets, if memory serves me correctly. And if it doesn't and you're listening to this, by all means, correct me.
Correct, Donnie. It makes me happy.
So you would take the lowrider over the donk.
Oh, 100%.
I don't understand your generation.
I don't understand your generation. We're the same generation. We are 100% the same generation. You are an early millennial. I am a late millennial.
But yeah, I mean, it. You know, if I had my way, if you gave me the option of one of those three cars, I'm taking the donk all day.
I'm
every
taking
day.
that last one you just sent.
The fully restored.
Yep.
Teal Impala.
Yes, there's something about it.
I do like the classic look of the body color matched Steelies with the dog dish hubcaps.
It's fantastic.
Something about that just tickles my innards.
It tickles you in places you don't want to admit.
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
It tickles me in places that only beige Camrys and Dunks can tickle me.
I love beige Camrys. You see one and you're like, why did this person buy it? And then at the same time, you're like, I want to buy it for the pure, ironic, comedic effect.
I actually, we're getting off topic again, but hey, that's what we're doing this episode.
That's every episode, Donnie. Every episode is just purely that we have a topic we generally stick to, and we just take the scenic route to it.
So this is going to be no surprise to you. I tried to buy a car in traffic the other day. It was a beige Camry. It was like a 96, 97. It was a 2-door. And it had a 5-speed because every time he left the light, you could hear it rev. And then as he shifted, you could watch the nose fall.
Really?
Yes. And the thing was just beat up and dirty, and I guess the AC was broken because he had the windows down.
Hey, I ride with my windows down all the time. Like, I mean, everywhere I go with the AC on full blast.
So I pull up beside him, and I'm in the Saturn. I put the window down, and I shout to him. I say, "Hey, you know, what would it take for me to buy that car from you?" And I think he thought I was kidding, because he just kind of laughed, and the light went green, and then he drove away. And I caught up again to him the next light. I said, no, I'm serious. I need that.
And what did he say?
And he just went, "It's not for sale," and just kept driving.
That's terrible.
I know. Like, Toyota needs to just recall all the 96 and 97 Camrys because the owners should have bought something new by now.
Yeah. But the thing is, they don't break, so...
They don't.
I just sent you something that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, we'll get to that when we finish up here. So
right.
let's go ahead and do that. So, full-size boat convertibles and coupes and sedans from the 60s are just the best cars on the planet.
We didn't go into parts availability.
There's not. I can't search junkyards that far back.
Oh, you're great.
There's plenty of replacement parts on eBay, but I can't search junkyards for something this old.
I'm sure you just call them and be like, "Hey, do you have any B-body, 6th gen B body Chevys, they'd be like, dude, we got 100. Come and buy something.
I need a frame and a rear end for a 68 Delta 88. You just want one? We've got 30.
We've got 30, and we will pay you to take it.
But the thing is, though, the majority of these have probably become either demo derby cars or they've been wrecked and sat in junkyards in the 80s and have been sent to China and turned into refrigerators and that have been sent back to China and turned back into Hyundais. That's how long of a lifespan we're talking here. And there's plenty of parts on eBay for them. There's plenty of parts on, there's parts cars on Craigslist.
I mean, hell, at Advanced, when I worked at Advanced, we carried every single part for every engine that's in here.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what other car from this era can you call up, Advanced and be like, hey, my alternator went out. And they're like, all right, we got 4 in stock. Do you, no, and then you have different options for it.
Yeah.
That it's just they're so universally loved by everyone.
Yeah, and thankfully, because of donk culture and lowrider culture,
they are ruining perfectly good cars.
We get to experience them for the end of times. So now that I have you thoroughly face palming, what's it going to take me to get you into a donk?
You're not. You're not getting me into a donk. Maybe a lowrider, not a donk. I can't do it. I won't let myself, as a car guy, get into a donk. Now, I don't want people to think I'm hating on donks. They're just not for me. As a car guy, I respect all builds.
Except stance builds.
No. I respect all builds. If you put your time, your money, your passion into something, regardless of if it's a yee truck, a stance build, whatever it is, I respect that you have put your time and money and effort and passion into it. It's just not for me, man. The donks, not my culture, man. Not my culture at all. What's it going to take for me to get you into a nicely restored 66 Oldsmobile?
I mean, just give me the keys. I'll jump right in.
What about buying it? So if you were to have a nicely, moderately restored one, what kind of price would you be willing to drop?
If you could get me something that I could still get my hands dirty on, and that I could, still play around with and enjoy. I don't want something original. I don't want something that's, sitting in a field. I'd probably pay about $6,000.
I think we're right on line with that. But I think we are going over time. We are at 40 minutes on this. So I'm gonna.
If somebody wouldn't have rambled about John Travolta for 15 minutes.
All right, he's a national treasure. So hop off.
He's no Tom Hanks.
He's not Tom Hanks, but Tom Hanks wasn't in Grease.
John Travolta wears Tom Hanks pajamas.
John Travolta is cool. He was Tracy Turnblad's mother in Hairspray. Don't question as to why I know all the musicals.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and end and let you... we're going to end episode... What is this? 9?
I don't know.
8? 9?
I was
episode numbered next.
I was going to say 6, but...
No, the XLR was 7, so yeah, this is 8.
Are we sure? This is episode before 10 after 5.
Yes, it's somewhere in the middle there. All right, so folks, thank you for listening to us rambling again tonight. Why am I closing the show? You opened it.
That's the way it goes. Go ahead and close.
All right. Thanks again. Please, by all means, like us on Twitter at the Halted Prod Show. Go ahead and throw Austin or I a like as well. We're both on there, linked in the profile. You're listening to this on either Podomatic or YouTube.
And we're trying to get it on Spotify as well.
Yes, we're aiming for that. That's probably happening before you listen to this one, so you might be listening to it there as well. So, on behalf of Austin, I'm Donnie. Have a good night, everyone.
All right, closing it out.